time to feel the rage. Welcome to a very special episode of the Calgary International Film Festival first half 2024, which is actually the 25th anniversary of the Calgary International Film Festival.
That's right.
Good news is that almost every single movie that we're going to talk about today has a follow-up screening later this week. We'll tell you all about that later in the episode. But we're just going to go over the best of the festival so far.
Yeah, we sure are. And for those listening, you can find everything Ciff at ciffcalgary.ca, which I think in a previous episode I said .com. No, but apparently if you type
incorrect.
In .com,
it still comes up.
It'll still come to .ca. So
there you go.
It's you know what? You know what I like about internet is internet magic.
Just type in Ciff and Google will show you the way.
It's the crazy.
So let's do it.
All right.
Let's get on with the Calgary International Film Festival, Film Rage style.
So just so everybody knows, Bryce and I saw, well, he might have seen one more than me, but my list shows that I saw 17 movies. And actually, to be quite honest, there was only, I'm not going to say what the film is, but of the 17 movies, there's only one film that I had that was a rage to me.
Of all the movies I saw, I didn't count mine, but I would imagine it's either 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I only had one rage as well. So Calgary International Film Festival is bringing it this year.
Yeah, totally. And as a percentage of Mondos, to me, for my numbers, it's pretty high.
Yeah, well, mine's going to be about the same because you've got one Mondo that I don't, and I think we pretty much agree on the rest of the Mondos.
A lot of them, yeah, for sure. And I think you had one that I didn't see.
One that you didn't see, yes.
All right, so my first Mondo, which surprised me significantly, was the opening gala, The Thicket. I absolutely love this film. Normally, I do not like Westerns, but when you have two titans of the screen on either end of the chase, you have a story worth watching. Peter Dinklage is outstanding in this, and this is also my further pitch that I personally think that Juliette Lewis is mesmerizing. I freaking love every single thing she's in, and she is at her absolute best playing a woman that wants to be a man, I think, maybe.
Is that what the deal was? I don't know.
Yeah. So this was a to-be-tastic Mondo for me.
Her name was Bob, anyway.
Yeah.
Or Bill, sorry.
And
Bill.
Billy.
Bill Bob.
I think it might be short because I think they did sort of.
Her name is Wilhelmina.
There you go. Right. So, there's so much going on in this film, but it is just a slow-driven Western, which again I don't like, but I love the characters. I loved all the characters, and I thought the characters were all well developed. So.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't great. I really enjoyed the performances. There's no question. The performances were outstanding. Not from just those two leads, but from everybody in it. And even lead singer of Metallica, James Hetfield, he's in there as well, and he was actually really quite good.
Yeah. I
don't think I was surprised by it, but I was happy that he was as good as he was in it. I enjoyed it. But it's a meh for me.
Are you a Western fan?
I'm not a Western fan.
Yeah, Ray, what about you?
Not a big fan of the Dusters.
Not historically, my dad was a huge Western fan. He read all those what you call it, Zane Grey movies.
The Dusters do nothing for me.
I don't like the Clint Eastwood and John Wayne Westerns. Some of the more modern ones. I mean, I like Quick and the Dead.
Who doesn't?
The other ones like that. But yeah, I'm not a Young Gun.
Apparently not you.
But yeah, I mean, there's a select few I like.
There you go.
But no, it was okay. It wasn't a Mondo, but yeah, Dinklage was okay in it.
All right.
Island Between Tides, which was on Friday, which is a Canadian one.
Okay.
It was a nice creepy thriller about this family. I can't remember who was in it. I know Adam Beach was in it, but the father was Donald Logue. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He had two girls, and one disappears. It's in Prince Rupert. All shot there. It was beautiful. And she disappears and comes back, and she's almost like she's different. Then jumps ahead 20 years, and it's this weird like time warp thing with this island. It was really creepy. I liked it. It was good.
What was it called?
The Island Between Tides.
All right, so this one is my absolute favorite film of the festival. It's called My Favorite Cake. An aging widow who's not afraid to stick up for herself and say what's right, falls in love after 30 years. This made me smile, and I mean wholeheartedly smile through this entire movie, and could be the greatest love story ever told up until it became the saddest love story that's ever been told. This movie, I just kept going, no matter what happens in this movie, by the time it got to the end, I was like, this could not be any better of a movie. And then it surprised me, and it became a better movie than I thought it was going to be.
This was an amazing movie. It was also Mondo for me. My Favorite Cake is the best film of the festival. I will be super, super pleased if something can outdo it, but I do not see it. The performances are tremendous. The story is both uplifting and heartbreaking all at the same time. I've never been... And the way that it ends is just so... It's just a beautiful, beautiful film. People go see this. We'll tell you... At the end of the podcast, we're going to tell you exactly when to see these movies coming up.
Yep, absolutely.
Unstoppable.
All right.
Which has Jennifer Lopez in it, produced by the Affleck/Damon group.
Mm-hmm.
Don Cheadle plays the coach. Basically, it's a guy who I think was born with only one leg. I don't know if he was born with one or something happened, but he only has one leg. But he's an amateur wrestler, and he's a damn good one. He's like championship in his high school. Basically, he kicks the ass of basically guys with two legs. So he wants to go to Arizona State University, but he can't get a full scholarship because they pass him over. So he walks onto the team, works twice as hard as anybody else, and makes the team and becomes one of the nation's best wrestlers. It's a real guy.
And does he win at the end? Is it Rocky 1
Is it Rocky 1 or Rocky 2?
It's Rocky 1 and Rocky 2.
Oh, it's like combined.
Basically, he loses to the same guy twice.
Is it Rocky 3?
And then he beats the guy.
So it's Rocky
eventually.
3 then.
So it's kind of Rocky 3?
It's Rocky 1 and Rocky 2. Because he loses to the
with
guy.
a sprinkling of Rocky 3?
Because at the end of Rocky 1, he loses. And then in
Yeah.
Rocky 2, he beats him. That's what, I mean, it's two of them. And ironically, some of the movie takes place in Philadelphia, and this kid goes to the Rocky statue.
Of course,
and stands in the cement footprints of Stallone or whoever I guess put them there. So there's a Rocky tie-in. But anyway,
of course there is.
It's a true story of this guy who basically overcame the odds, and his mom, played by Jennifer Lopez, has a douchebag of a husband,
Of course.
played by Bobby Cannavale, who. Has he ever played a nice guy? Like, seriously?
He has.
Like,
Yeah.
Not very damn often.
The station agent. He was
like
an extremely
90%
nice
of things
guy.
I've seen him in, he plays a complete
He's probably the
dirtbag.
nicest guy that's ever been.
Yeah,
in that
but he
station
likes to
agent.
play dirtbags, and he played a really good one this one. Anyway, so she
Put
has-
up with Peter
so she
Dinklage's
has,
crap
like,
in that movie.
She has like 6 kids, and like they're gonna foreclose on her house, so she has to find a way. So it's inspiring all around. And
Okay, so this one I know Bryce and I did not agree on.
Okay.
But my favorite, maybe not the favorite animation, but Flow. So, in my opinion, some of the most beautifully animated scenery with possibly the worst detail for animation for our lead animals.
Yep.
I think intentionally designed.
Definitely done that
Yeah,
way.
as they are just representatives of their species, and they come together and go with the flow to survive a flood together, where every creature is cute and adorable and does all the things we know and love about these animals. I smiled and I laughed all the way through this film. It's so heartwarming. And if you like animals in any way, shape, or form other than just eating them, this movie should be Mondo for you. But for whatever reason,
I really, really enjoyed it. I really did. And honestly, I was not looking forward to seeing Flow. I just wasn't, and maybe it was because, well, it was. I looked at the animation on the trailer and I was like, well, what the heck is this? But then when you watch the movie, there is a point to the animation, and the scenery behind these pixelated, 32-bit looking characters that are in this 64-bit.
yeah,
let's
probably
say.
more 64.
It's like watching animals that were made for a Nintendo 64 game, but in with the background of the most beautiful animation that you've ever seen. But yeah, it was a very good movie. It was so much better than I thought going in. I was pleasantly surprised. I think that anybody that goes to this will really enjoy it, and you should absolutely see it.
Yep, totally.
But it was a high man.
It was a super.
It also runs again.
Yeah. We're gonna have the whole.
We're gonna
list.
have the whole list at the end. But they're Merman.
That's right. All right, now what do you got, Murray?
The next one is also a Mondo.
Nice.
Excellent.
It's called A Different Man
Yes.
with Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan. Wasn't he in those superhero movies?
He was one of those superhero guys.
Yeah.
And Jim will
Sounds
especially enjoy
horrible.
this one because there's some male nudity in this one.
Nice.
I think
The
he
way
was.
It should be.
What was he? He
he
was like
basically-
Iceman or something.
Yeah, he plays like an elephant man dude who's, he's got some facial deformity, and then there comes some kind of a, I don't know if it's an
But
injection or a
Sebastian
pill.
Stan so pretty.
Yeah, but this pill thing makes him pretty.
Oh.
It's like that substance thing.
Oh.
It's the
like
substance
there's-
for Stans.
Yeah, and but as he becomes a beautiful man,
Uh-huh.
his life gets worse.
Of course.
Oh yeah,
Like
he
most
just-
beautiful people.
It downward spirals.
Yeah.
Now that he's like this hot
Those
dude,
beautiful people.
his life it doesn't.
They don't
work
get
out
any of the
way
breaks.
he thought it would. So yeah, it's dark comedy. It was funny and weird, and yeah, I loved it. He was great in it.
Nice. All right. Micro budget.
Microbudget.
Really,
Yes.
Yes.
What are you shaking your head at,
because I
Merman?
saw parts of it. It looks so stupid.
It's got kind of a doc footage feel
Yep.
of a micro budget sci-fi movie
Yes.
with a ton, and I mean a ton of cameos.
So many cameos.
and
Delicious cameos.
and the director.
Real famous people.
Yes,
Yeah.
real
I thought
famous
it was
people.
like a small budget.
Like
it
thing.
was.
Seal.
Everybody worked for SAG though.
Yeah.
SAG minimum.
No, I mean
That's
like
right.
$200 a
I
day,
mean,
baby.
like unknown
I think it was $250.
actors working for like.
Oh, it was 200. He said
non-scale.
200.
200.
That was in the Q&A afterwards. They're like,
Oh.
so did everybody work for the minimum? They're like, yeah, they did. Everybody.
The director in this is a complete idiot, racist, sexist, complete moron. I laughed all the way through this. It was a little sluggish in the middle, I think, but then
It was just so funny.
But-
It is absolutely a mondo. I laughed and I laughed and I laughed, and then I laughed some more. It
I
was
did.
just so much fun.
it's a lot of ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
if you like those, there's a lot of movies that are kind of made like this where you're making a movie about a movie, right? And a mockumentary, I guess,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for lack of a better word.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, this was just so well done.
Did they actually talk about? Because was it the director or the writer that was there?
The director was there, who I believe also co-wrote the script, and one of the producers was there.
Awesome. So did they say how much they made the film for? Did someone ask them that?
Somebody might have, and they might have said, and it was darn little.
It was micro budget.
It was a micro budget.
Nice.
Secret Mall Apartment. This was produced by Jesse Eisenberg, but really has nothing to do with him. It's about these bunch of people in Providence, Rhode Island. Basically, their neighborhood gets torn down to build this big-ass mall, and they're all artists. They're struggling artists or just artists. I think a couple of them are teachers. And yeah, they're wandering around the mall, and they find this like hidden space in between the walls where they can actually hang out. And they slowly start bringing furniture up this steep fire escape, like full couches and cabinets, till they have an entire apartment and they hang out there. It's a real story. They have news clips and stuff.
Whoa. All right. So the other animated film that made my Mondo list is Grand Theft Hamlet. I can't say enough about how this is the most creative thing to come out of the pandemic. We've seen a lot of movies that come out of the pandemic, and they're all
terrible.
Well,
They're not
they're not
all
all
terrible.
but there's a lot of stuff that's you can kind of tell it's pandemic filmed. This one,
because they wear a mask the whole freaking movie.
yeah,
Some of
course.
them,
yeah,
not all of them.
yeah. Doing a doc inside the game Grand Theft
Inside
Auto
the online universe of
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
about doing a live stage play inside GTA. It was funny and creative and never seen anything like it. I couldn't believe that somebody hadn't done it up until this point. I love this film. It's so good.
Yeah, Grand Theft Hamlet is such a creative film. It is like nothing I've ever seen before. I can't believe that you could make a movie within the video game, and just basically you're just seeing screenshots of them
doing whatever
in Grand Theft Hamlet.
Yeah,
but they're
it's like a
putting together a play, trying to get people in on it.
But yeah, if you play the game, there's other characters, like, you know, cars driving by. There's like people to interact.
Well, that's why they had to get people to do security, so that they had kept other people away from the performance.
That's right. So they
had to come with scenarios where they would be by themselves on the top of blimps.
CP characters as security guards.
Yes, it was so well done.
They had one that wasn't a good actor. He didn't feel he was a good actor, but he came to all their practices to protect people, because they'd be like recording, and then all of a sudden someone would come along and try to kill them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's what the game is all about.
Yeah, and I've never played the game, so I don't know whether like it's easy to get back to the place that you were murdered at. But
creative, really worth seeing. Grand Theft Hamlet, check it out.
Definitely worth seeing, especially if you're a gamer, right?
If you're a gamer, well, I mean, you have to kind
of.
I'm
not a gamer, and I love it.
All right, the last one is probably a Mondo.
All right.
If I'd seen the whole thing, it probably would have been, but I did not see the whole. But I'm still going to talk about it.
Nice.
It's the Outrun with Saoirse Ronan. She plays an alcoholic, recovering and then not recovering. She's a mean blackout drunk. When she drinks, she does stupid things, and then she doesn't remember what she did the morning after. Then she goes to AA and recovers for a while, and then she, starts drinking again. It's shot in Scotland, some of it. It's really beautiful. The story jumps around quite a bit between Scotland and back in London, where her mother lives and where she does all her drinking and partying. She's I want to say marine biologist or biologist of some kind, but it's an amazing performance by her. It's just, I went to see it on a Sunday morning, and it was just really intense. So
you couldn't take the intensity.
I couldn't take the 2-hour ride, but I was there for most of it. But yeah, it was really good. I don't know if it runs again, but
sorry, what's it called?
The Outrun.
The Outrun.
Probably doesn't run again.
Murray outran the Outrun.
It outran me.
There you go.
Outrun is also a game, by the way.
Oh, do you have to get drunk and?
No, you drive a Ferrari on the road.
Oh, well,
it's like a racing game.
That sounds like a terrible movie.
No, it's an awesome game.
Oh, okay. But the movie The Outrun is not about driving.
I've heard it's one of the best
drinking.
Year, so if you see it, you probably will think it's a Mondo.
Oh, I probably will. It's probably coming out
you'll
rotation.
You'll be pleased to know it is playing again, Murr.
There you go. All right. Family therapy. A family that from the beginning of the film to the end went from a family not aligned to the end by random acts, I'm going to call them random acts of family, and a significant amount of absurdity got through their therapy. I had no idea what was going to happen next in this film, which made me love it even more. There is a bunch. It is dead dry humor. It is one of those ones that you'll be thinking about for years to come, this film.
Family therapy was just excellent. It kind of sneaks up on you. It starts and it's funny right off the bat, and then it actually just keeps on getting better from there. By the end of this movie, I was like, wow, that was an experience. I absolutely adored this movie. Everybody in it was fantastic. Family therapy is so worth checking out.
And the characters are so well defined.
Oh,
right? Like
undoubtedly.
The basically it's about this boy who was from the father's previous escapades and comes to live with them, and getting to know each other at the same time, them coming together in a new location because he's relocated. He wants to change his career path. And it's wacky, but not wacky in the sense that, wackadoo, like say something like The Substance, but it's wacky in the sense that the characters are a little quirky.
They are definitely quirky, and I guess it's
an Italian, Croatian, Norway,
Serbian, Slovenia production.
Co-production. All right. My last Mondo is from Black Dog. An ex-con returns home after his sentence for manslaughter to a town that is dying and finds solace and forgiveness from himself and the world in a black dog thought to be rabid.
Mm-hmm.
An infested bad dog.
Yes.
This is so beautifully shot. They talk about it being aside or close to the Gobi Desert. It's a time period piece because it takes place in 2008, just before the Olympics in Beijing. And this film is a ride. It is, the lead actor in this is fantastic. The dog is fantastic. And it's a feast for the eyes and the senses, I would say.
Yeah, it's just we were talking with someone else afterwards, one of the Adam programmer there at Ciff, and he was mentioning just the amount, the staging, and it was just, there's some unbelievable scenes where, you know, the dog is drunk, falls over, the car goes, like, there was just so much that had to be like perfect. And they just pull it off every time. It is an amazing feat in cinema.
Yeah.
And we're not talking. I just was amazed by the grand scope of what they achieved in this movie. It was.
They even throw in like, as much as it's visually brilliant, they also throw in a solar eclipse just for fun as well.
Yes.
In the desert.
Yeah.
So
no, it is so good. I just loved this movie. It was Mondo. One movie that I saw that you didn't was the Superboys of MALEGAON. This is just, it's a movie that you start watching it, and by the end of it, I was just so invested in the characters that everything that happens to them you care about. It's basically the movie of a small town that makes movies about that are told from the point of view of their town. So it's not they're in India. They're not big Bollywood productions, but they're still very, they're good filmmakers. They've got good writers. It also has one character in it that, by the end of it, the tears will be flowing. This also has a documentary that's been made about it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely going to. We started to watch it actually in between films. Yeah, the movie's a lot of fun, and you just got to see Superboys of MALEGAON. It's such a good movie. It's 2 hours of enjoyment.
Yeah, the doc that we kind of started watching in between films, the first scene of the doc is showing what it's like in this town when the movie comes out. It's like people are like climbing over fences. Yeah. If we think our love of movies is passionate, this town seems to be the town, and maybe because they only have so many seats in the movie theater that everybody's fighting to get in.
Well, I mean, we've been to movies here where it's an event. If it's a Hindi movie and they all come out, they have a good time at the movies.
Oh yeah, totally. It's inspiring for the rest of the world, actually.
Yeah. And then the other movie that didn't quite make it to a Mondo for you because I think you slept through part of it.
Yep.
is Pierce, which is a Poland, Singapore, Taiwan co-production. The primary language in it is Chinese, Mandarin Chinese. It is just a movie about these two brothers. One may or may not have done something really bad in the past. The other one, and he goes away for a while. He comes back, and it's just the connection between these two. And it's such a powerful movie. I really enjoyed the arc of both of these characters. It's got kind of a bonkers ending, but it's worth the
wait.
The wait for the ending's great, but just the slow build of the story and the trust that has to be reconnected between these two. It's just so well done, beautifully filmed. Yeah, if you get a chance to see Pierce, it will also be playing later in the week. So we'll talk about that real soon here. In fact, maybe even now.
We are actually just about to talk about that.
All right. So for all these movies, the only one that we've talked about was just that does not have a
second
showing is The Thicket. But I would imagine that's going to be coming to
It
theater.
already opened in the U.S. like 2 weeks ago.
And it already opened in the U.S. like 2 weeks ago, according to Murray. So yeah, Superboys of MALEGAON, Wednesday, September 25th at 6 p.m. It is playing at the Globe Up. If you are in Calgary, go check that out. Yeah, depending on when you listen to this podcast, if you listen to it right away, you can get in real quick. My Favorite Cake is playing Thursday. That would be the 26th.
Correct.
At 7:15 p.m. at Chinook Center. We also have Unstoppable, Merman's Recommendation, also playing at Chinook Thursday, September 26th at 6:15 p.m. Then we've also got A Different Man, also playing Thursday, September 26th at 9 p.m. And they are all at Chinook, I believe.
So Merman double feature.
Two of them. Yeah, you can do a Merman double feature at Chinook that day. Then from there, we've got Grand Theft HAMLET. It is playing Friday, September 27th at 6:15, Globe Down. We've got Family Therapy, Friday, September 27th, 9:30 at Chinook. Also on that day is The Outrun, recommended by the Merman, Friday, September 27th at 6:15, also at Chinook. And then on Saturday, we've got some showings as well of the movies that we reviewed. Flow, the animated movie that Jim absolutely adored, Saturday, September 28th, 4 p.m., Globe Up. And Black Dog is also playing Saturday, September 28th at 9:30 at Chinook. Pierce is playing Saturday, September 28th at Chinook as well at 8:45 p.m. And then we got Secret Mall Apartment. It is playing Saturday, September 28th at 2:15 p.m. I believe at Chinook as well. Yes, it is. And that is everything. That is pretty much everything we reviewed. So there's another chance to see it all. So you can run that last part back if you need to find out exactly when these things are playing. And we'll see you at the Calgary International Film Festival.
And actually, you can just go to ciffcalgary.ca and type in the film name. And voila. Voila.
There it is.
You can search it.
Very nice.
Nice. So we are going to have a regular episode back next week, but we may or may not have another Ciff Part 2, or we might include it with our next week's episode. So get out and watch a film in cinema, because we're going to be watching them nonstop. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer for the voice of Rager Dare, who will be back not next week, but the week after. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We always want to make this a raging blast for all listeners. So please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, or be like some of our nice listeners that dare us to see fantastic movies. But no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us a rage. That's it for this week. At Ciff, rage on.
Rage on.